Why your greatest success will come from what you stop doing. Good morning, beautiful souls. Welcome to Soft Girl Era, the sacred space where strong Black women unlearn survival, rediscover softness, and reclaim the joy, rest, and freedom they deserve without guilt, without apology, and without explanation. I'm your host, LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, like sweet softness whispered in French. And I'm your guide from burnout to boundaries, from doing to being, from strong to soft, and loving every second of it. Today, I want to introduce you to someone whose work is quietly reshaping how we think about success, purpose, and legacy. Her name is Martha Ankomah, and she is a Ghanaian actress, entrepreneur, and philanthropist who has built a life that refuses to separate achievement from impact. Martha has founded a nonprofit that brings education and health awareness to underserved communities. She has launched a thriving beauty salon that employs and empowers others. She has partnered with major brands, all while staying rooted in her values. And what makes Martha's story so powerful is this: she didn't wait until she was rich to start making an impact. She made impact the foundation of everything she built. She is living proof that when you align your work with a greater cause, you don't just succeed, you transform the world around you. And what Martha taught me, what I want to share with you today is this: we've been sold a lie. We've been told that success is about climbing higher, earning more, doing more, being more. We've been taught that the path to fulfillment is paved with hustle, grind, and relentless ambition. We've been conditioned to believe that rest is laziness, that softness is weakness, that saying no is selfish. But what if I told you that the most powerful driver of success isn't strategy at all? What if the secret to lasting impact, deep fulfillment, and sustainable achievement is something we've been conditioned to overlook? What if it's purpose? Now, I know what you might be thinking. Purpose sounds nice, LeAnne, but does it pay the bills? Does it build businesses? Does it create legacy? And my answer is yes, but not in the way we've been taught to measure success. Because purpose driven entrepreneurship and leadership, the kind that Martha Ankomah embodies, doesn't just create profit, it creates transformation, it creates community, it creates a legacy that outlives you. Let me take you into Martha's world for a moment. In July 2013, she opened Martha's Place, a beauty salon in Accra, Ghana. On the surface, it's a business, a place where men and women come to feel beautiful, to be cared for, to invest in themselves. But when you look deeper, you see something else. You see a woman who understood that beauty isn't just about appearance, it's about dignity. It's about creating a space where people feel seen, valued, and whole. Martha didn't just open a salon to make money. She opened it to empower, to employ, to give others the skills and opportunities they needed to build their own futures. And because she built it on that foundation, it thrived, not despite her values, but because of them. Think about that for a second. In a competitive market, in a world where everyone is chasing the same dollar, Martha differentiated herself not through cheaper prices or flashier marketing, but through purpose, through the quality of care she provided, through the dignity she offered every single person who walked through her door. And here's what most people miss: Martha was balancing her acting career at the same time. She was juggling multiple roles, multiple demands, multiple expectations. But instead of burning out, instead of sacrificing her values to keep up, she built something sustainable, something that didn't require her to abandon herself to succeed. She created a business that reflected who she was, not who the world told her she needed to be. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most of us have been taught that business and purpose are separate, that you build the business first, make the money, and then maybe if you have time and resources left over, you give back. But Martha flipped that script. She didn't wait until she was rich to start making an impact. She made impact the foundation of everything she built. And that's the counterintuitive truth I want you to sit with today. Purpose isn't the reward you get after success. Purpose is the fuel that creates success. Let me show you what I mean. In addition to her salon, Martha founded the Martha Ankomah Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to health awareness and children's education in underserved communities across Ghana. Now, think about the challenges she faced: limited resources, rural communities that are hard to reach, a society where marginalized groups often go unseen, stigma around topics like autism that most people didn't want to talk about. But instead of being paralyzed by those obstacles, Martha leveraged what she had: her public profile, her relationships, her voice, her influence. She partnered with organizations like Autism Ambassadors. She organized donation drives for school supplies. She showed up again and again in places where others had given up. She didn't wait for permission. She didn't wait for perfect conditions. She didn't wait until she had it all figured out. She just started. And the results? Hundreds of children in Akrabon, in the Awutu Senya district, received essential school materials. Families gained access to health education they'd never had before. Autism awareness, a topic often stigmatized and ignored, became part of the public conversation. Martha didn't just write a check and walk away. She built something sustainable, something that continues to grow and serve long after the cameras stop rolling, something that will outlive her. And here's the part that stopped me in my tracks. When Martha talks about why she started the foundation, she doesn't talk about strategy or market research. She talks about her own experiences growing up in Accra. She talks about the challenges she faced, the doors that were closed to her, the moments when she felt invisible. And she said something that I will never forget. She said, "I never want another child to feel that way. I want them to know they matter, that they deserve education, that they deserve to be seen." That, my friends, is purpose. It's not a business plan, it's a heartbeat. And when you build from that place, when you let your values guide your decisions, something shifts. You stop chasing success and start creating impact. And ironically, success follows because people can feel the difference. They can sense when something is built on authenticity, on care, on genuine desire to make the world better, and they want to be part of it. Now, let's talk about what happened next. Because Martha's influence didn't stop with her salon and her foundation. Major brands started noticing. Companies like Vitamilk Viora, Dusk Capital Limited, Globacom, and GTP Fabrics approached her to become their brand ambassador. And here's what's so powerful about this part of her story: Martha could have taken any deal that came her way. She could have chased the biggest paycheck, but she didn't. She chose partnerships that matched her values. She used her platform to promote positive messages. She refused to compromise her integrity for a check. And because she did that, because she stayed true to herself, she enhanced her public image. She expanded her influence. She contributed to successful campaigns that actually meant something. She became the face of brands that stood for something beyond profit. And in doing so, she inspired other professionals to pursue value aligned collaborations. She showed them that you don't have to sell your soul to succeed, that you can build a career, a business, a life that reflects your deepest values and still thrive. But here's the part that I need you to really hear: Martha's story isn't just about her, it's about you. It's about the woman listening right now who's been running on empty for too long. The woman who's been told that softness is weakness, that rest is laziness, that saying no is selfish. The woman who's been carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders and wondering if anyone even notices. I want you to hear this. You don't have to keep grinding to prove your worth. You don't have to sacrifice your peace to build a legacy, you can choose a different path, a softer path, a path where your values lead, where your purpose fuels you, where your impact matters more than your income. And here's the beautiful part: when you make that shift, when you stop chasing success and start creating meaning, you don't lose anything. You gain everything. You gain clarity. You gain peace. You gain a sense of fulfillment that no promotion, no paycheck, no external validation can ever give you. You gain the freedom to build something that actually matters, something that reflects who you are, not who the world told you to be. Martha Ankomah's journey shows us that purpose driven leadership isn't a luxury. It's not something you do after you've made it. It's the foundation, it's the fuel, it's the reason you keep going when everything else falls apart. And it's available to you right now, not someday, not when you have more time, more money, more resources, right now. So here's my question for you: how can you align your personal values and professional goals to create a legacy that uplifts both yourself and your community? What's one concrete step you can take this week to make a positive impact? Maybe it's saying no to something that drains you so you can say yes to something that lights you up. Maybe it's reaching out to mentor someone who's a few steps behind you on the journey. Maybe it's simply pausing long enough to ask yourself, what do I actually care about? What do I want my life to stand for? Because here's the truth, sis, you don't have to do it all. You don't have to be everything to everyone. You just have to be true to yourself. You just have to let your purpose lead. And when you do, when you build from that place of authenticity and intention, you create something that can't be taken away. You create a legacy, you create impact, you create a life that feels like freedom. Martha Ankoma is out here proving that every single day. And so can you. So I'm going to leave you with this: stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop waiting until you have it all figured out. Start now. Start small. Start with one decision that honors your values, one boundary that protects your peace, one act of service that reflects your purpose. And watch what happens. Watch how your life transforms. Watch how your impact multiplies. Watch how your legacy begins to take shape, because the world doesn't need another exhausted woman pretending she has it all together. The world needs you, the real you, the soft you, the purposeful you, the you who's brave enough to drop the cape and step into your power, the you who's willing to build something that matters, not just something that pays, the you who's ready to create a legacy that outlives you. So take a breath, drop the cape, and step into your soft girl era, where your values matter, your voice matters, and your purpose is the most powerful strategy you'll ever need. Martha showed us the way. Now it's your turn. Go out there and build something beautiful, build something meaningful, build something that changes the world, and do it with softness, with intention, and with the kind of purpose that sets your soul on fire.